Hello, mic check, 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Control from the sprout, in and out and out, out and down. Oh my god, you two are early. Hi Yash, hi Hamas. Hi. Give me a second, we'll advertise. And number 2 is your name. You were waiting? Yeah, I saw you send a GIF into the server. Hey Yash. God, why is my voice so high all of a sudden? And we're live. Designing the Funger TTRPG as well. Join in. And then you gotta add like the hashtag Fear and Hunger Termina on Twitter. Ooh, yeah. Welcome to the thingy. Honestly, Hamas, if you wanna join in VC and we can like talk and then do the whole thing, you can honestly join. I don't mind. Yeah, if you're free, of course. It's been a long time. So number 1, I have the vacation I mentioned, you know, the Vietnamese New Year and everything. And then another vacation after that, and then it continues for a while. I think it's been like a solid 2 months since the last time I streamed. Well, I'm back, and I'm more ready now than ever. Alright. Posting it on Twitter, and I'm gonna post it into the server so people know to join. God, hi. Yes, my hair is very long now. Look. Kinda nice, yeah? Thumbnail satisfying? I specifically designed it to be so. And I'm very proud of it. Oh, hold on, you know what? Let me show you it. There we go. You like a thumbnail? It's very color pleasing. Yeah. Powder poop. And 99 again. We're live. Join in now. Alright. It has been sent to the server. Hello, Rox. Hello. If you're gonna have to oh, that's my grandma's. If you have to like stream stuff, I don't like. If you have to study for stuff, God, the music is so distracting. Much more better. Anyway, if you have to study for your exam, please don't. Just keep my stream in the background. Like, just do that. And we're gonna invite Hummus real quick. Yes, let's call Hummus. Hi. Can you go
Hey.
real quick?
Yeah. What you say?
Can you go real quick?
Uh,
I gotta adjust your audio so you won't be too loud on stream. Yeah.
sorry. My apologies.
Don't apologize for that now. Hey.
Hey, it's
So,
me.
it's you, it's Hummus.
It me.
How
Hummus
should
McGummus.
Hammock McGummus? How should I refer to you in terms of like the TTRPG? I guess like co-designer.
Co-designer?
Co-designer. Yeah. So.
I'd say that.
So me, Hummus, and Sauce Maker from the main Discord server, we're in charge of designing the TTRPG. They've been giving me a lot of beautiful insight, and we're gonna do it live, I guess. Hey.
Wow.
And Yash is also here. Okay, so here's my plan for today, right? I'm gonna open the game. I'm gonna go into the game.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna figure out how we're gonna do the campaign structure in general. Because we have the mechanics. We got a lot of mechanics. Genuinely a bit too much. But we don't have the beginning part of the story, how we should add stuff in, how we should start the game. We don't have any of that yet. And
Alright, we go back to the basics. I gotcha.
we gotta go back to basic. I'm gonna stream the game inside Discord so you won't have to like catch the delay
Ah,
over from YouTube.
thank you. I was going to pull up my computer.
Oh, you gotta open your
Alright, perfect. Yeah. Alright, I got it
Chưa
over
rảnh
here.
rồi ơi, giờ làm gì chính luôn nè. Mhm. 1 second.
All good. I'll be chilling here. Entertaining chat. Hello, chat. How y'all doing today? Yo. Yellow. Hope you're having a good day. I currently be doing my makeup while I wait for Mint.
I'm here. Hi.
Oh, hey.
Okay,
Alright.
okay, let's do this. Oh wait, I gotta stream the game over. I'm a streamer. I know what to do. There we go.
Streamer.
Streamer. God, talking about the vote inside the server. It's so
Oh, the vote? Oh.
it's so even. I don't like it.
Hey, yo, everyone who is in the chat that hasn't voted on the Discord server, you better vote, okay? Every vote matters. Right now, especially.
Here, okay, I'm gonna take a screenshot so at least the people who aren't in the server knows what we're talking about.
Real.
So, for the playtesting of the TTRPG, we are gonna make 4 pre-made characters that everyone have access to. The issue with that is I can't pick which one, so I leave it to the people. You can vote on which character you want to play inside the playtesting. Unfortunately, a lot of the votes are even, and therefore we might have to make more than the initial 4. So yeah.
Got some centrists in chat. That's awesome. Crazy.
God, not a centrist. No, can't be.
The centri.
Centri?
Yeah, multiple centrists.
How about centrists?
No, it doesn't roll the
No.
tongue that easy.
Oh,
Centrist?
unfortunate.
Yeah, no. It's
Centrist.
like a disease.
Wait, centrici? Eh?
Centrici. Okay, centrici.
Centrici.
Okay. That works, I think.
Real quick, for those of you who aren't in the Discord server, is there? Do you know the whole deal
Any
with
imposters in
sci-fi?
chat?
Hummus? Do you know the whole deal with
Sci-fi?
sci-fi? Yes.
Like the genre? Like sci-fi? Science fiction?
It is a member inside the chat.
Oh, no. Let me see.
So,
Let me pull up chat.
a while back
not-
when sci-fi's first like joined the stream, it was during the time that I was running like a I guess fundraiser for my college. And
Oh, okay.
the thing is, like, anyone who joins the chat and have nice vibe in general, I just kind of invite them to the Discord. And then specifically with sci-fries, they asked to join, and then I was like, let me see your vibe. And then they sent me like $50 and I let them in. But
$50.
$50. But the thing is, if they didn't send me that $50, I would have get them in regardless.
All right, chat. You know what that means. Get your money up, okay?
No.
You want the teas, the tea of the Mint server?
We're not doing.
Get the money up, okay?
Feeling very capitalist today, huh?
Yeah, kinda. Don't worry, I'll pass over.
Pass over.
Yeah, pass over.
God.
Yeah, you know.
Mm.
Change is natural. I'll go back to the socialist ways, or at some point communist. I'm all over the fucking spectrum, you know.
Oh yeah. Like Harry Dubois.
Real. Yeah, Harry Dubois, yes.
I mean, Hamas, I need some insight. Sci-Fi is telling me whether or not do I want like another $50. This feels like a trap.
Look at the terms and conditions. Read the fine print before you
Okay.
accept it.
Do I have a fine print, Sci-Fi? Oh, Yash is mentioning about a talent show which does happen like a while back. The price for that
Oh, yeah.
was like It was 300k VND, and
Holy.
that's a little somewhere, like if I translate it to USD, it's probably a little bit somewhere between $15 and $17.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, $17? Okay, not
Yes,
bad.
$17. I believe
Nice.
$1 USD is um 24 to 25k VND in transaction. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Hmm. Good to know, good to know.
Mm-hmm. We won't really
Cash
be
moolah.
doing any challenges or anything today because we're gonna design the TTRPG. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Alright. So what's the game plan here? Go into fights? Or just like
Um,
look around the map?
Actually, a bit of both. Remember,
Okay.
we have that thing about the like environmental hazard that we haven't decided on. Like, we had
Oh,
some
yes, okay.
ideas, but we don't know how to implement them yet. I mean,
Okay.
I'm like, what's better way to just join in the game, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get from a first-hand experience, you know? See the horrors yourself.
See the horrors myself.
Who is that? I'd say do as Olivia, since like that's a character we already have voted in so far.
Mm. Wait, is Olivia
Yeah.
getting in? Hold on, let me see the vote.
Oh, she had 4 votes. She had 4 votes, right?
Okay,
Well,
so
too
let me
late. We're
go
already
through.
locked in for Olivia, so yeah.
Oh my god, so the four votes tie right now are Olivia, Marina,
Oh.
Marco, and Karen. All of them have eight. All of
Oh
them have 4 votes.
shit.
Please,
Oh
guys,
shit.
come on. It can't be even. Well,
All right. We either need one of the voters to die, or we need more voters.
we need more people into the server to vote.
Or we need like start taking them back like old the other style, just like look at the
Oh.
bunnies and then just pow. One less vote.
Oh, you remember? I remember something that Sauce mentioned is that like he wants to see like a martial class, a magician class, and then like a gunner class, and technically we did have all three of that. So,
Okay.
and Olivia is like a unique class as well because she's the only one who has access to like poison and herbs, and that could be fun, you know?
She's like a support class in a sense,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but the support is also really violent.
Incredibly
A
toxic. Yeah.
very violent support. A very
Mm-hmm.
violent support class.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Play test. Hello, what's your name? Play test. Don't wear it out.
Do you want to like try to like make a nickname from the word playtest, like a little pun on it?
Uh,
Playtesto.
let's think.
Play.
Uh,
Hmm. It's hard to think of
Dre.
a pun on the spot. Yeah.
PT. PD.
Petey.
Yeah, Pete.
Pete.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, Pete. Pete. There we go.
Hmm. Okay. So,
The crash test Pete.
playtest Pete. There we go. Now,
Play test Pete. Yes.
hummus. Let's start from here.
Yes.
At the
Okay.
start of the campaign, my idea is for there to be like a prologue, like similar to how what we're seeing on screen right now, right? Just a small scene to get everyone in the mood of their character. But rather than playing the entire backstory, like with Levi, like we're going through like his abusive household, rather than we doing like that, it's gonna be a scene of them at the train station in like Bohemia, right before they go on the train, just like a casual like what they're doing in the train station before all of this, just like a little reminiscence of their past. And then
Okay.
once every player got their whole like scene in the train station play out, they got onto the train, and then they start moving. What do you think?
Okay, I got you. Sounds like a simple train of thought in terms of like what the players are gonna do. I think they should have their things at least planned out beforehand, and then like
Definitely.
during the train station, they kind of like go over each other's like backstory
Mm-hmm.
while like on the train, on the peace and quiet of the train. That's like the only way, the time they're gonna have at the beginning of the story to do this
Yeah. Also,
before things fall
honestly,
to shit.
it could just be, yeah, like it doesn't have necessarily have to be at the train station. It could just also happen while they're on the train, because that's how the game does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because think about this, right? Like, if it's like a long backstory, if one person has like a longer backstory, it's gonna take more time
Mm-hmm.
in actual playtime. They're gonna get together, and then you have to go through like making a backstory there. Then it's like they should have it prepared and then just like use this as a moment to like give like blips of the backstory to others, you know? Yeah.
1 second. Ah,
All good?
it could happen over the train or the train station, and then they
Yeah.
got into the train, and then what's next? Because what's next inside the game is the dream sequence with Percolate, and surely we can't
So
let all of them do it at the same time.
I
Yeah.
do not think the dream sequence like because dream sequence in game is meant to basically give a tutorial to the players of how to actually play the game, like what movement buttons are necessary, how
Mhm.
combat works.
Mhm.
I don't know if we need that necessarily,
Mhm.
like, but we can have like a dream sequence for like maybe that's how everyone know each other. They see each other in the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they see each other in like at the tower, talk, witnessing percolating the moon god rare.
I have
And
some
think about
ideas.
that way. That's why I guess like that gives them like that's the first domino of like, hey, encourage the players to introduce each other. You know,
Mhm. Let's
like they
get.
either create suspicion, they're like look, some connection is created there while in the dream.
And also the presence of Rayla in all of it as well. Like,
Yeah.
how do we add her in? Okay, I'm gonna add this
Oh.
to the notes.
Oh.
So,
Fuck.
start of the game, every single character share the same thing, except for maybe Olivia, who has connection with Rayla, so that's why she recognized her a little bit more. But
Yeah.
during the dream, oh wait, I mean Marco and Tanaka is present here. So during the dream sequence,
Oh yes. Yeah. That. Yeah.
everyone is dreaming the same dream. Everyone is sitting in the same cart, and then
Yes.
one by one, they notice something happening in the middle of like the cart, like right here. And then as everyone
Yeah.
gets up, following that trail, they go into the other side of the cart, and then the dream keeps warping and warping. And then they all landed into the tower where Percolate explained that they're in the death game. Yeah?
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's the way to do it because we can't have a janitor like fight just happen because I feel like we have less a way to like end the dream like as a little like suspense like I don't
Mm.
know.
A little
I might
suspenseful.
be might be going too much with it like suspense.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to put this in my note. So, starts the game with the dream sequence. Everyone
Yes.
in the same cart. And now like, this is where we're just gonna put like a pin in it. Like something happens that draw their attention. Put a pin
Yeah.
in it.
Okay. Put a pin in it. Yes. We're gonna be saying that a lot, chat. Put a pin in it.
Uh, mm. And then everyone start moving from carts to carts
Yeah.
until the dream warps and they landed in the tower where
Tower.
Percolate
Yeah.
explained.
Because I remember in game they don't all see the same dream.
Mm-hmm.
It's like no one mentions the janitor fight ever in
Mm-hmm.
their dream.
Oh shit, true.
They only mention the tower. Yeah.
Man, okay. Added that detail in.
It would be lore accurate.
Mm-hmm. Maybe like, oh god, but that's extra work to do. It would be better for all of them to, like, at least like know each other and like see each other inside the dream together, rather than having separate dreams for multiple instances where they go on multiple adventures inside the dream. Because
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
no, I mean like in game, like in like the video game itself, like they're not like I guess like they're not bound to like having the same combat. So like the combat is not necessary for the dream. You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Exactly. I
That's
mean
what I was
the.
referring to. My apologies.
What you say?
That's what I was referring to.
Yeah, I know
And
what you
like
mean.
by like not having the same dream.
Yeah, and I mean the connection to the workshop like is right here. We can find a way to incorporate that workshop into the dream where it makes sense for all of them to show up together, and the janitor doesn't necessarily have to be there, but
Well, all
uh,
we need really do is like give like notes on what the
mm,
setting is, what's happening in the setting, like
mm-hmm,
what the players will be seeing. Not like not super detailed, but enough details for the DM to use in the description.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Give them some freedom, you know, not like railroading them.
mm-hmm,
I mean, this kind of it kind of is like giving them exposition, but like it's an idea. Basically, it gives them like things to work with, you know?
Yeah.
And hey, maybe maybe certain items they find in the dream they can bring to the real life.
That could be fun. Kasara, Rusty Pearl.
Yes. Wait, is there rusty pearls in the beginning dream sequence?
If you have access to steel and then you steal it from this guy over here, he will give you some Rusty Pearl.
Oh, I did not know that.
The more you
What's he
know.
doing with that?
Little fun fact. But it's weird. Like, Rusty Pearl have a connection with the rare dimension because it's the only place where you can get it. So I don't know, some connection between
We gotta
those
wait for
two.
the mirror lower drop in 20 years.
God, in 20 years when the Terminator update drops, there we go.
Yeah,
Awesome.
20 years. Terminate tomorrow.
You want to hear about something I did on Twitter a while back? It's like a meme with the Terminator tomorrow thing.
Yeah,
But
sure. I don't use Twitter, so
God,
I'll
you're
never
so
see it.
free. You're so free.
Yeah, I
Uh,
hate Twitter.
for a solid month, I was tweeting stuff like, "Yo, I heard that the update is coming out next week." And then when next week comes, I do the same thing like, I heard the update." Just kind of keep looping it. And it was a bit that wasn't funny. It was just purely for my own enjoyment and misinformation.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
with her.
recently my friend got into a rumor that the update is gonna be dropping by October of this year.
Oh, what the hell?
I mean,
If
sure.
only. That was what happened last year.
Oh right, yeah. Hey, my friend Omni, he has a Fungus server, and he does this like countdown every day. How long has it been since the update was announced?
The last bunker update.
It has been 800 plus days.
800 days with no funger.
800 days
We're
with no
fungerless.
no Funger update.
800 days of funger on the wall. 800 days of funger on the
No,
wall.
God, please, please,
801 days of funger on the wall.
please stop, please.
Funger all over the wall.
It's gonna be like one. Oh fuck. Hold on, I can lock in. Hold on.
You can kill that guy. Spider-Man, kill that guy.
I didn't cut my arm, idiot. I didn't cut his arm. Fuck.
Are you gonna lose the first fight?
We're not. There we go.
Oh,
See,
okay. Real.
we're chilling. Now, regarding the combat, what do you think about the system that we have so far, Thomas?
System. It's pretty simplistic in terms of. Well, I have to remember what combat because well, it's akin to World of Darkness combat, correct?
Uh, actually, no.
Oh,
The
they changed.
World of Darkness is implemented in the overworld check system, but for combat, uh, so let me pull out the document. So,
Okay, if you could.
uh, bum 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 bum. For our combat system, this is how we do it. A player will announce what limbs they're going for. They will roll
Mhm.
the dice associated with their fight, and then plus
Yeah.
the damage number you get from your weapon. Combine those two, that is the amount of damage you deal to that body parts. And if it's enough, it
Okay.
pops the limb off.
Yippee.
Okay, awesome, awesome.
Oh wait, and the enemies get a chance to defend, correct?
Actually,
Was that
be
it or no?
that is the old system. With the new system, the enemy doesn't
Oh.
defend, but they have like a natural like resistance and like vulnerable to specific damage type, like slashing, blood, or piercing.
I see. Okay. I
Mm-hmm.
see.
Okay, and now we also implemented the guard or defend action. So this is how it works. When you choose the guard
Yeah.
action inside the system, you reduce all incoming damage for you by 10. Like if an enemy hits you, reduce that by 10.
Okay.
Simple. And that number can be increased for every points that you have into your tough, which is the 5 main attributes you got in the game.
Okay. So 10 plus plus toughness level. Okay.
Sci-Fi have a question about what about Bellons and Elite Troopers who do use defensive ability? Those are
All right.
skills.
I'll be right back 1 second. Be right back. Here.
Oh, got it. Uh, to answer your question, Sci-Fi, those are skills, and every like that is a skill associated to the shield of the elite troopers, and they can just use that skill during their turn. Uh, with the same thing like with the you see the janitor, right? Each of his arm have he can do 2 action per turn because he have both of his arm. If you get rid of the limb associated with the skill, they can no longer use that skill, and vice versa. They lose their action. So there is like an importance level to your agility. Like if you are faster than the enemy, you can chop off their limb before they can kill you. And that's really good. What is your deal with Don? You've been hating the guy. Something's up. Don't you fucking dare knock me off my wheelchair. There we go. And now here's the thing, me and Hummus, this is an idea completely comes from Hummus, but I like the idea that combat doesn't have to be rigid, like you attack the enemy fight you back, you move between turns until the enemy dies or you die. That is very stiff and not very fun. What Hummus proposed is that a dynamic environment element that you can interact with. Like take for example, in this combat against this guy, in the system, we're going to implement something like if the GM described like there's multiple tables, there are multiple chairs and stuff that you can knock over. In the combat, there is an action that you can take, like maybe you knock over a couple of the cubes over to the janitor, causing him to like stumble around and fall down. Like stuff like that can be implemented and it could be fun. Yeah, every fungal fight, I mean, you gotta find a way to code it, the different body parts having different limbs. Yeah, it's bleh. Let me check the voting system, not the voting, not the voting situation inside our server. So, 22 votes. It's still even. Olivia, Karen, Marina, Marco. And honestly, I'm fine with adding those 4 into the game. Let me try to convince you why you should want Don or Abella into the game. Don and Abella in-game has ability that relates a lot to healing and a lot to like mechanical stuff that kind of like combat focused. In our system, there is such a thing called overworld check, where you're like, what happened if you stumble across like a corpse and you want to learn what happened to the corpse? You're gonna need a doctor, right? What happened if you like you're like a you ran into like a locked electrical store? You need someone like Abella to know those stuff. And think of this as like more than just their capability in combat. What can they provide out of combat? Because out of combat comes out a lot. Like the system for Terminal to Tabletop doesn't revolve around just, fighting enemies and getting things done. It's about exploring, it's about seeing details and stuff in the world that you don't know what's up with that. You don't know what's up with there. Not Levi. The reason why I mean, if you want like a character that uses guns well, we have Karen. Unfortunately. I guess going with the strategy that Yash proposed is voting for the character that you think is the hottest could work. Yeah. I'm sorry, Bamboo. I feel like Levi and Don is in a weird position where people don't really have a lot to say about them. Like they don't have a lot of attachment to them, you know? Oh yeah, but this is what I mean. During the dream sequence, ideally every single player in the campaign is gonna meet up together at the tower, right here, at the end of their dream sequence. Technically still in the dream sequence. And then Pergolay will give them a lore dump about what's going on. And I believe, yep, I have put that down to the notes. He got power crept. Now here's the thing, is Levi still have access to some unique stuff. Like, absolutely, there's no hatred right now. Yet. You can try to push someone off the tower in the dream, just know that they'll remember about it when they wake up. And that's gonna be real awkward. But yeah, Percolate's gonna give us a exposition to what's going on. Festival of Termina. Yeah. So far so good. The campaign is not going crazy. It's just like the base premise stuff. And then everyone wake up suddenly. Bloody Kasara. Okay. Okay. Gonna add this to my note. Everyone wakes up. The train suddenly stops. And I can't go into detail how the mechanic of combat and making checks gonna work right now, but we'll get to it once we get into combat, or just do more stuff in general. You guys see them soon
Okay, I'm
enough.
back.
Hi, hummus. Hey.
Hello. I'll probably be here for like a few more minutes, I'd say. While I
Yeah,
finish up and makeup.
you haven't been that long. Hey.
Hey, fish, hello. Alright, I also overheard everything for the what we were talking about earlier.
Yes.
The game, yeah.
The dynamic combat element thing is something that I'm really intrigued in, because like, let's say for example you're fighting inside the train, the train car. There's some
Yeah.
suitcase around that you can knock over so you can trip people. There's like
Yeah, it's the windows.
there's a window. What happens? You crack the window and then use the glass shard to throw it at someone.
Flashlight, exactly.
Yeah. Uh.
See, environment is like one of the always underutilized things, if like in a lot of combat scenarios I see.
Mhm. And with a system like D&D, like of course environment exists because they have movement action and they can move around the battlefield. But like like games like this, I don't want combat to be like Pokemon, I guess is my way of thinking about it.
Yeah,
Y-
it's
you
like
know.
you're in the ocean, nothing changes. You're in the, just like finding something in the sea versus
Yeah.
like in the grass. No?
Yeah. Okay, so
I feel like D&D also like has the issue of like every unique thing that isn't in the book is an improvised weapon, which is like 1d4, which is a pitiful if you're playing with someone the rules is written. So it's
yeah.
like,
Mhm. Uh oh, back to the note. So everyone wakes up, the train suddenly stops, and then everyone kind of meet up in the main area, which is the train, in front of the train. And then they just have to like figure out and like what do we do from there. Yeah.
yeah, that's the part that gets a lot of freedom. Is like look around, explore the area,
Mm-hmm.
and plan what they want to do
Mm-hmm.
with the information they have.
And this is gonna be extra work for the GM because well, parts of the player as well. During their backstory design, do they have a connection to Freehevel? Do they want to go here in the first place, or is this just like a happen chance thing? Like, are they a
Okay,
Tanaka or are they a Marina to, you know,
are you
Freehevel?
Tanaka or are you Marina?
There's two sides you can only be on, either a Tanaka or a Marina. Sorry, buddy.
Hey, y'all, my Tanaka, stand up in the crowd.
I can't make the cricket sound, but imagine that sound effect here. When you think about John Evilman, the custom character that Yash make,
uh, looks pretty evil. Certainly a John, I'll
certainly
say.
John. God, John after the name of the game franchise, John Termina,
John
John
anything. John Terminal.
John Bloodborne,
John Terminal.
John the Gathering. Think
John
about it.
the Gathering?
John.
Wait.
Wait, no, Jajic the Gathering.
John Hylix.
John Hylix. John Hylix. Yeah, we got it.
John the Painful.
John the Hopeful.
John Jennings.
True. Wait, Slay the John. Slay the John.
Slay the John!
Slay the John from Slay the Spire, obviously.
The John.
Mm.
What's in the Spire? John, obviously.
Mm. All right, lock in. I want to get out and then start exploring. Oh yeah. Ah, ah. Okay. I have to add this into. So there's two things I want to do on the stream. Is number one, figuring out the base premise of like how to start the campaign, And then the
Okay.
second thing is that I want to go over a bunch of like ideas for environmental stuff, environmental hazards, sort of.
Okay.
So right now
Let's
we
take a
have
look.
suitcase knocked over, and then we'll figure it out as we continue.
I would say abundant suitcases.
There's a lot of suitcases on the train. Some of them gotta be. Some of the suitcases are locked, but if you use it to smash into someone's head and then it opens, you get some loot.
Well, you break it open. You break it open, you know? Well,
Suit.
it's not, or not just snatch it from someone's head, just like break it open
Oh yeah,
in
true.
any way you can figure, you know?
Yeah. Or like if you have a character with like lockpicks as a skill, they can just kind of start.
Yes.
I guess spend like 3 hours to pick lock as people's suitcase on the train sounds.
3 hours. That's not worth it at all.
What happens if you just find like a bunch of like papers, documents, and not anything helpful at all?
Yo, imagine taking 3 hours to lockpick a suitcase.
Well, it's a really tough suitcase. Think about it.
And a ton of notches, and you get like what? You fail a coin flip and get like, I don't know, a rusty pipe. That's it.
Yeah, maybe. Hi, DD
Or
man.
worse, an herb.
Hey, hey, hey! Don't underestimate people who keep herbs inside their suitcase. Okay, those people are
And the
insane,
weed.
and they. Oh
Oh
shit,
yeah, the
we.
weed, the hemp in terminal is gonna go crazy.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I wanna. There's a lot of stuff in my mind about the background that characters can choose during character creation, cause stuff like picking up poison herbs and like toxic stuff on the ground. If you don't have the botanist background, if you pick them up, you're just
Yeah.
gonna get poisoned or like lose
So
health.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So since we're inside a house, let's just say like if a combat were to happen here, what kind of environmental stuff that is interactable, right? Let's think.
Okay. Looking at that house right there, I
Yeah.
would say anything that in like the item, like the crates,
Mm.
the wood flooring maybe to fit the wood, maybe the wood flooring has any secret underneath, any secrets underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, it's just up to DM like choice. Like they can use it as a way to I guess enhance the environment and like use it to like give an idea of what the area is like abandoned. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yash bring up a question. Would our characters be
Yeah.
able to loot every suitcase soon as we wake up in the game, or would that be unrealistic unless we were a kleptomaniac?
Well, we could just do that. And,
You could
like,
just do that.
it's like
It's pretty
we could just
open
do that.
world.
There's no like restrictions for like a TTRPG. It's more so like you just do what you want to do, and the dice typically just determine whether or not you can succeed in that.
Yeah. Like I mentioned the example earlier, realistically you wouldn't spend 3 hours to pick a bunch of suitcase, but if you roll really
That
badly,
being said, this is Termina. This is Fear and Hunger Termina.
a
The realism
minimum,
is
yeah,
only partially there. You know?
like some suffering will happen, some annoyance will happen. We'll just make sure that it feels somewhat fair, uh,
Yeah.
somewhat.
The realism argument can only carry so far in in the game like Fear and Hunger. You know, with all the gods, the worshipping, the magic. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah. Now, here's some fun stuff that I thought about. There's a lot of grass, there's a lot of foliage, a lot of moss, and a lot of rocks around. Environmental hazard in an area like this, what do you think would it be?
Oh yeah, foliage as a hazard. I
If
guess like
yeah.
if you mishandle poison hemlocks, it's definitely not a good thing. If you know what hemlocks are, if you ever like seen a hemlock,
Mm-hmm. We've seen it.
yeah, they're pretty bad.
Ooh, fun idea. Maybe different characters, like one of the main attributes. Hold on, I'm gonna type it out in chat so people know what I'm talking about. So, overworld checks, they revolve around 5 attributes. These are the main core aspect of your character. Those are agility, fight, tough, uh, willpower, and then the last one is sight, which is your perception, your sense of like, can you see the stuff well? Can you do stuff well? Those are the five
Yeah,
main attributes, right? Different character with like characters with like really high sight, I imagine would be people that can sense that there's like more environmental stuff that you can interact with. Like for example, someone with a high sight would notice that there is a bunch of like, I don't know, thorns and a bunch of poison plants that just hiding behind a shrub, and they can push someone into that shrub.
Precisely. Either way, though, I probably will have to go right now in like a minute or two.
Yeah.
So I do have things I need to do.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Final. I will say. Well, good luck on future testing though for that stream. Okay.
Thank you, Thomas. I'll see you later. Okay.
Yeah. See you later. All right. Yeah. Have a
Bye
good day,
bye,
everybody.
Thomas. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right. What's the difference between fight and tough, and what do they affect? Thank you for asking, Bamboozle. So, the main difference between fight and tough. Fight dictate how much damage you're gonna deal. From the start of the game, your fight is by default a d6, a six-sided dice. A six-sided dice. Let me continue. And then when you choose to attack someone, you roll that dice, and then you add the number associated with your weapons. Like let's say, I have the Kasara equipped right now. In the game, my Kasara, let's give it like a plus 10 damage, right? I'm gonna roll my dice. I'm gonna roll a d6. I'm gonna roll 4, and then I add that number with the Kasara, which is a 14 damage. I deal 14 damage to the enemy's body. That is what fight does. And now this is where tough comes in. Tough is your defensive ability. Like you know, combat in Termina revolves around you using guarding action on the right turn. Like when an enemy about to do a bunch of damage, a bunch of attacks, you want to defend and you want to reduce the incoming damage. That is what tough is for. At the start of the game, your tough is 10. Your tough is 10. So when you choose the guard action, every type of damage you take during the rest of that turn will be reduced by 10. If a sickle villager comes at me, he's gonna swing his sickle at me, dealing 12 damage. And if I use my defend ability, well, I reduce that number by 10 and I only take 2 damage. That is the difference between tough and fight. And I don't know about your request. I'm sorry. Yash, I would love to improve upon the John Evilman ideas and just absolutely go ham with lore. I don't know if I have enough time to do that, so let's just put it let's put a pin on it for now. You make it real. I expect 5 documents about like whether John Evilman has anything crazy going on in his life. Now coming back to it, I hope you all noticed the stat called sight. This is what sight does. Critical hit chance. Specifically, when you roll, going back to the example with like having the Kasara equipped, right? I'm gonna try to hit someone, right? I'm gonna roll my fight dice. I'm deal like maybe let's say 7 damage. On the side, if I have at least 1 like point into sight, that means I roll a d6. And if this dice landed on a 6, which is the highest value, that attack is a critical hit. And instead of 7 damage, I deal 14 damage. And now here's the fun part. We run the attributes agility, fight, tough, willpower, sight on a point-based system, which means at the start of the game you can distribute like 6 points into any amount of stats you want, depending on like whether or not you want to be good at something. Yeah? Do you want to tank a lot? Do you want to have like a really high crit chance? Do you want to do a lot of damage flat? Do you want to have like a lot of like mind so you can cast a lot of spell? Like I'm naming to you all of the things that the points and the attributes does in game. And of course agility is self-explanatory. Works the same way as it is in Funger. It shows you how fast you are, how many actions you will take per turn. That is like the basic system that we have as of right now for combat. Any more questions? Hello, I'll be your teacher for today. Hey, what's up? Now here's an interesting part. Like the question that I asked Thomas the entire time, if I were in an area like this, what would be the interactable elements of the environment, right? And nails popping out of the floor. Maybe I can shove this guy down the stairs. There's a lot of things I can probably try to do and translate and see does it work or not. Fuck you. And either way, it'll be really fun. I the it's such a huge thing to implement the like limb dismemberment system, right? Target some You can target like individual limb that the enemy has, and then if you're like fast and if you like hit it in time, you can pop it right off. I have to make sure that thing is kept. Do I have enough damage to kill? No, I'm probably gonna get poisoned unless I juke it. Wow, this is so much more easier than I remember it was. What the hell? Excuse me, damn. Alright, Abella, come here. Hi, Abella. Uh, then I guess as of right now, it's more so. Here's the thing. When you design a lot of the interactable environment elements, that means that each combat sort of have like a script to it. You know what I mean? Like, we know for sure that certain enemy inside Termina will only show up in certain area and specific places. That means that because we know that these enemies will always show here, we can put a lot of effort into designing the environment around that enemy. Let's take, for example, the dogs that we just saw. On like a good day, like if it's not raining or anything, it's just moss and rocks and stone around. Maybe there's like a few twigs in the way that you can kick, so the dogs are like distracted. Maybe, but as the environments change through time, maybe by day 3 everything has been overgrown, and then the dog is like struggling to get through like thorns and vines and stuff like that. It's just stuff that you would be interesting to explore. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna check inside our server to see what's the vibe with the vote right now. It's still even. Oh wait, no, actually. Oh nope, it's still even. Karen, Olivia, Marco, and Marina is tied right now with 4 votes. Oh well. That's insane. Hello. Excuse me? Sick as hell? Thank you. Alright. But yeah. And now here's another thing that comes with like the combat and the exploration aspect of the game. What kind of rewards will your players have access to? Like, think of it this way. Do you think it's more interesting that there is a connection between combat and exploration, or do you think it should just be like rigid, like this section you do combat, on this section you do exploration, and then you swap it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth? Or would it be more interesting if, like, for example, these dogs, in order to get the sweet juicy loot that is whatever inside this car, like maybe some bullets, ammo, some stuff, maybe you have to fight the dogs. Hi, Levi. Hi. Welcome. Yeah, I haven't streamed in a while. Welcome. We're talking about the TTRPG. We're just designing stuff for it. I should have enough to damage this kill. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I am planning for the idea that enemies and combat are basically an obstacle that you have to overcome in order to receive, like, loot or stuff that you want to get. Because fear and hunger is definitely getting into the game. Hello, Sansan. Hello, Ari. Hi. Buddy, I'm talking to a different Levi. Feel like you're just trying to like pick my nose and try to like get something bad to say about me. Not, and honestly, not very cool. Ow! God, did you feel it when I hit the dog? Damn. Hi, Ari. Do you want to join VC? Actually, no. I'm gonna be no. Actually, I take it back. I'm gonna be ranting for a lot. It won't really be a conversation. Maybe another day. Hi, Boomfy. You doing alright? Yeah. I see. You leave gang alone. They were running at me and trying to attack me. That's not cool of them. Okay, yeah. Now that we're here in the main area, I will happily tell you something. I made an enemy sheet for what does like a combat looks like and what kind of ability. So let me show you right now. Combat starts. What this guy do is that each turn he has two action. His arm, both of his arm can do one action each, and then they have a selective amount of skills that they can do. The sickle villager, well, he has a sickle swing that deals a lot of damage and inflict bleed. And then on his other arm, which we will see in a little bit, give it a second, he can do this. He can set up a bear trap. Okay, what does the bear trap do? Well, if you don't destroy it by the end of the turn, it will snap. And then if you have to make a coin flip, yes, coin flip is implemented into the game as well. I'm not gonna lose my leg for the sake of demonstration, so we're gonna get rid of that bear trap. Back to what I was saying, you notice how after I got rid of that guy limb, he doesn't use his action? That is the difference that agility makes in the game. If you move faster than the enemy and you can dismember their limb before they can dismember yours, they lose their action. You see, this guy was intending to swing with his left arm and then hit me, but I cut it off first. You're dead. And of course, we also implemented the lovely little thing where if you cut off like his leg, his head becomes vulnerable. And because his head is vulnerable, you can target it now. Like that. The combat is very much 90% done. Now we're just kind of struggling to find a way to make all of the details, like the minute details, match up with each other. And that is the plan for now. You can tell that I spend a lot of time just going up to the wiki and checking up like individually what skill does this character have, what skill does this character have. Just kind of walk around and see what's up. And had a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun. One thing that we are struggling to think of a way to like add into the game and implement it is the talk action. You know how talking in this game is, right? Like you can choose certain option and those certain option will make the enemy react in different ways, and through those reactions you can like, oh, they hesitate and they don't attack you for this turn. Or like more extreme example is that you just win the combat, like with like a you know who I'm talking about, Vile, right? He has a whole thing where if you piss him off so bad, he'll just like flip the fuck out, and then he start like spraying his little pesticide thing more recklessly, and then he poisons himself and die. That is something that I am figuring out a way to add into the game without making it repetitive, you know? And that's where persuasive comes in, the skill from the Karen tree, skill tree. Just so much option to consider. What did I just get? Hello? What? Oh, rare. Not that. Now here's the thing, Sansan. The system that we're currently using is probably will only be translatable to Termina. I don't think our system would work for any other system, for any other game. And that is intentional, because Fear and Hunger 1 is very, I guess, different in what the game allows you to do versus like Fear and Hunger 2. And also Fear and Hunger 2 has guns. And you know we gotta add the fucking guns. The guns are very fun. You gotta add the guns. Oh yeah, like if a combat happens here, there's gotta be like absolutely like a player thing where like, okay, I want to shove the enemy down the stairs, and I want to see what happens. And then they make a roll, and if they succeed, they shove the enemy down the stairs. See, there's so much interactable stuff in the world that, of course, it would be more work for Miro to implement it. But with a system like us, where we are mainly like narrating actions, narrating stories, we could absolutely add those things in without an issue. Here, like this bookshelf, if you're like in a combat with someone near here, you can absolutely have an action where like, okay, I'm gonna try to shove the bookshelf down, letting it fall upon my enemy, and then maybe that kills him. I don't know. There's a lot of option. Give me more questions if you do have any. I'd love to answer those. God, death mask. Pipe villager. The three villager variants are very similar to each other. Pipe and sickle specifically have a pipe attack, and then the other arm always set up a bear trap. Hold on, I got this. Just to be safe, in a situation that we do miss, yeah, we're fine. Yes, I believe you mentioned about this war of mine a couple times, to me, Levi Domac. Uh, Here's a little fun fact. We already implemented like a time system for Termina. How are you gonna deal with the players killing each other? That is entirely player dependent, because the way that the combat is designed, we have fully implemented the idea that if players were to attack each other, like let's be clear something, resources are scarce and enemies can do 4 action while you can only do 1. Ideally, you should stick with people. You should have people to help you, because factually, you're not gonna make it out of Old Town with just yourself. With the way the combat is going, buddy, I love to see you try. You wanna know some? I saw a tweet earlier where someone was making a mod implementing the idea that if you're fighting an enemy in an area, that sometimes like backup will show up and then more enemy will show up into the fight if you don't kill the enemy in time. I'm gonna add that. Like it is encouraged to have people in your team to make sure that you can somewhat balance out the unfairness of it all. Hi Yash, welcome back. But yeah, we were talking like PvP can happen. It's just the fact that why would you want to do it logically speaking in a scenario where like, oh, we're in like a stranded city where none of us are like really familiar with what's going on. Why would we want to kill each other? That would just put us at such a disadvantage. But you know, it could create some cool lore or cool story moments, and I don't say no to that ever. Oh yeah, since we're here, I have also implemented damage type. So slashing, blunt, piercing, fire, and otherworldly. Those are the 5 damage type that you see in the main game. And the reason why we implement those things is because enemies have this thing called resistance and vulnerable. Resistance means that when they are facing like, let's just say example, right? If I write something like resistance 5 slashing, whenever they take slashing damage, they will reduce it by 5. If I put it like vulnerable 5 slashing, whenever they take damage, they will take extra 5 damage. That is how we're gonna make the weapon feel unique, and that's how we're gonna make the enemy feel unique. Cause like the balance, right? The balance are so weak to fire. Like they're so fucking weak to fire, it's insane. And maybe they have like high resistance on everything else, but with specifically fire, you need a lot of stuff to, you know, rather than just hitting them again and again and again hoping to kill it, you can just kind of use fire and kill it in one turn. Stuff like that. Now this is one of the part that there's like a slight difference between PvP and players versus the enemy. In PvP, we'll be struggling a little bit adding the limb mechanic, like cutting off people's limb mechanic. You know what I mean? Because let me show you the stat blocks right now for a character. They have hit points, but they don't have limb. They don't have like individual hit points for each of their limb. Because that's honestly way too much to keep track of. That's way too much to keep track of. I don't want to run into a situation where my players have to do a lot of math, right? And math is a part of it, but let me explain. Like, what happens if there's an enemy that hits two body part at the same time? Like, let's go with Vile, his little pesticide spray attack. That hits multiple body parts. If it hits my torso and if it hits my arm, my player would have to be like, okay, my torso lose 5 HP, my arm lose 5 HP, and then now I have like 13 HP left in my arm, and then I have like 25 HP left. That's too much thing to keep in mind. Yes, I know Levi's on screen. We won't kill him this run, I think. Emphasize on I think. I don't know. We'll see where the cards land. If I feel like it, we'll kill him. My son. Yeah, no, your son could be dying, but he could also be living. You don't know. But yeah. So when players attack each other, they're mainly just rolling damage, and they're mainly just seeing like maybe there's like specific like requirements to cut off like the limb of like between players to players. But as of right now, there's not really a mechanic like that yet. We just have to see. We don't know. Set up a bear trap turn 1. You are nasty, sir. Nasty. But yeah, the huge thing about how dangerous combat is if you're doing it alone is that even an enemy like this guy can have 2 action per turn. You're gonna have the shit pit? I don't tell. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe, maybe not. You don't know that. But yeah, Yash, you make a question earlier about how would we running away from fights, right? Agility. Doing it the same way that, like I said, I want combat to be an obstacle to something. Meaning that running away from combat would mean that you are losing your chance of getting valuable stuff. Like, for example, the sickle villager is guarding like a little chest or a couple barrels full of like maybe rotting meat, but you really need the food because your hunger level is really high. So you need to beat the combat, or you could choose to run away. Run away is an action in combat that you can take. Uh, and I think right now I'm okay with putting it as like an individual thing. Like if Abella choose to run away from combat and Olivia choose to fight, you can allow that. I don't see why not. Why not? And Abella can run away, and during the time that she runs away, she can use some potions and stuff like heal herself up. I feel like that adds like a level of like maybe there's like a strategy behind the combat rather than just like unga bunga stick beats rock, and then we see who do more damage. You know. My bet is on John Termina because at least he has like That's not right. That can't be right. What did I just get? Combat manual. Strategic dismemberment. Rev up. Oh yeah, rev points is also implemented as well. At the end of every turn, you gain 1 rev point. Ah, I can't spoil it, but what we did is that we create a weapon system with weapon skill as well as weapon passive that interacts with how much rev point that you spent. Let me show you. Let me show you like a little bit of like a. God, 1 second. There we go. So, let's take the Kasara. The Kasara is a slashing weapon, right? If you spend 1 rev point, your attack will inflict bleeding. If you spend 2 rev point, you can use the weapon skill that is associated with the Kasara. Like, let's say the Kasara is like, maybe there's like a skill that is like chop twice and deal whatever damage. I don't know. Just a skill here. 2 rev point to do with the skill. And then if you spend 3 rev points, you get all of the above. You inflict bleed, you use the weapon skill, and then you make 1 extra attack right afterwards. Rev points is getting like a huge expansion with every single weapon in the game. How many of the souls have been finished? As of right now, I mean, once we got the voting inside the server done, which brings me to a good point. Sansan, are you in the Discord server, by the way? The Discord server for my channel. If you're not, I'll happily send you the invite. But once we finish with like the voting and we decide which character is gonna show up for the playtesting, we will decide what their soul type does from there. Cause I mean, Miro adds like a bunch of them inside that one picture that he posted on Twitter a while back, so we could just use that. Why not? That is an interesting way to do it, but we will definitely have like a more unique approach to it. Like running away from boss fight feels counterintuitive because most of the time boss fight happens when you actively seek them out in Termina. Like with the system that we implemented, it's not, the enemy can pursue you. The enemy are dynamic and they move around in the space of the world. But once an enemy, like once you have run away from combat, that means that you are at a safe enough distance where the enemy can't hit you, and that means that, well, now it's a overworld thing. You know? Doesn't have to be rigid. Could be all fun. You know, honestly, I'm gonna save some bullets. This should be good enough. I wanna see how different I can do this. Cause he's gonna spend his first turn to grin like a little idiot. Yeah. It should be enough damage, yeah. Okay, we're so good. He looks like it's the way that his eyes, like the circle around his eyes, make me think he's like squinting. Look at him. Yeah. Give me all of your questions. I am happily answering all of them. Now, Sauceman, I know you make a joke just now. As someone who have interacted with people that have disability that requires them to use wheelchairs before, they can just use it with their own arm. They don't need people to push them around. And it's a little belittling to be like, oh, look at you with your disability, you're struggling, let me help you. That's really belittling. You know what I mean? And I know you just make a joke, and so don't take this as like a personal attack, just a little correction. Olivia is perfectly fine running her wheelchair by herself. Yeah, Sansan, let me send the Discord thingy for you. Alright, the invite has been sent into the chat. We don't really have a rule set for the server. I guess the main rule is that you just be respectful of people's identity and don't be a piece of shit jerk ass. Yeah, but like, different people with disability have different perspective on whether or not they want to be pushed around, buddy. What is this argument you're trying to make? You know what I mean? Like, there's a variety of like, blah. Oh, TTRPG ever Termina takes place out of the usual area? Like, could we get to 2026 Termina Festival? Oh yes. Hard to implement. Cause right now, I mean, when people sign up for the playtest, I assume they want to play Fear and Hunger Termina, rather than just like a Fear and Hunger 3 Electric Boogaloo. You know what I mean? Like, they want to play a Termina TTRPG, and so they will get a Termina TTRPG. it will be hard to implement something else, and you know. But I have think that our system is unique enough from all of the mainstream stuff that we have nowadays that it could just be like a system that I'm absolutely gonna use for personal projects. Like I like designing stuff like this in my own free time. So this is a system that I coined myself. I might as well use it for my other system, my other stories. Termina with drones and robots. Wait, what? There is someone on. I know of an artist on Twitter who is making like an own unique game that is inspired by Termina. El Coacula? Hold on. Definitely not showing up. Hold on. Maybe if I go like Coacula Fear and Hunger fan game or something like that. Yes. Solve et Coagula. If you're interested in like a unique take on what the Funger genre is like, search up Solve et Coagula, because number one, it's very much clearly inspired by Funger, and the creative that thing is very much like going like a very unique take on what Funger would be like in like in a more future setting rather than 1950s that we see in game. Mm. Yeah, it's a varied response. Do, do, do. I don't like the idea. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. If Percolate is gonna be put into a modern time, you gotta put him into the modern time properly. It's a personal little gripe of mine. So here's the thing. I'm not against people having fun. Do whatever the fuck you want, honestly. Funger works because there's a lot of tension and there's a lot of threats and there's a lot of like bad things going on. Like World War II just ended. Nazis are still everywhere, and specifically in Fear and Hunger Termina, the Nazis side of the world is rampaging. Like nobody is stopping them. They just end the war. That doesn't mean shit. So right now, the situation of the world is very intense. Do you see what happened to Prehevel? You see the shit going on here? When you place these characters into this situation, they are compelling because the story where they hail from is compelling, and like that context, it matters. When you put them into like a modern setting, you gotta figure out a way to bring that level of tension, or else the character just doesn't feel like as strong. You know what I mean? I don't want to see Percolate with a fucking sweatpants. I want to see Percolate as like some sort of like a computer virus that infects people's like. God damn, I'm getting a lot of good items. Holy shit. Soul Devour necklace? Yes, please. I don't want to see Percolate in a sweatpants. I want to see Percolate as like a computer virus that like infects like specifically 8 people's like machineries per year, and then they cause them to like go into like a death fight, something like that. Something along those lines, yeah. I realize this guy is. I don't even have to do the. Well. Oh, you infect me? You do? Hold on. Sorry I cut off your arm, by the way. Can we just talk? Like, sorry for that one. Like, sorry I cut off your arm, but like, are we chill? Are we good? What's the vibe here? No, I don't want. When we start making joke about those streamers, it's somehow some of their fans gonna flock to me, and then I have to deal with like 5 people in my like I don't know Twitter mention going like, why did you say this thing? I don't know. What was that one Tomska rules where it's like the people that you talk about on the internet will inevitably see what you say about them. Yeah. Thank you, Abella. Thank you. Love you. Okay, yeah. Here's one of the other things that I was talking about. Environmental elements. If we were fighting in like a tight corridor like this, how different would the combat be? I assume that like you can interact with the oil drum barrel. You can like shove the oil drum barrel around. Like in a tight space, enemy that like big make like big swing will struggle a lot more, but same as you. So in order to like hit the enemy, like what happens if you use a gun inside like a tight corner and you accidentally shoot your friend? That can happen. Yeah. There's a lot of fun direction that we can go if we do choose to implement this stuff. You could trip on those racks, you could trip on them, and then you can like fall over and then like lose and turn. Or the enemy can trip and fall over and lose a turn. Like there's a lot of ways that you can do fun stuff with it. And yes, I am playing on easy mode because I just want to explore the world and do add stuff for my campaign. I can't be bothered with dodging bear traps right now. I can't. I'm hearing you, Sauce. It would be cool, yeah. It would just be like a pain to basically write like an entirely new section of the game that is like far away from the core material. Right now we're trying to implement the material into like a playable tabletop form that people can just enjoy at their table. You know, do a little campaign. You wanna try flirting with the heartless one? I'll let you do it. She's still gonna hit you and you just waste your turn, but I'm gonna let you do it. Why not? Oh, fuck you. Worth it? Whatever you say, buddy. Whatever you say. But yeah. If you don't know about this, I'll add this fact into. I was gonna show you a little fun fact. Okay, but enemies' heads inside the game are very hard to aim at, and that has been added into the Terminator tabletop as well. When you hit or try to hit an enemy's head inside the game, unless you roll a critical hit, you won't be able to hit their head. Their head can only be take damage from critical hits, or you get rid of both of their legs, in which they will lose balance, and then now you can hit their head easily. So that means their head has like very little HP, but because it has like so little HP, what was I gonna say? Because it has so little HP, they can have a lot of dodge chances, and it's like really hard to hit it. But if you hit it, boom, instant kill. And then remember earlier when I was mentioning the main 5 attributes about your character, sight is the one that dictates your crit chance, right? The more points you have into sight, the more dice you roll, and then the more chances of you hitting that crit. So someone with like 5 sight would reliably hit crits, hitting their like critical attack like, I don't know, 50% of the time. And that's really strong. And then, of course, we also have guns, and that scales off like crit chance really well. So now we can, you already see the vision, right? Where the attributes dictates what kind of powerful thing you can do in the game. Someone that can see really well can land a lot of crit chance. Someone with a lot of like points in tough means that they can tank a lot of hits. They are more, I don't know, durable, resistance and all that. Yeah. Oh, at the start of the game, everyone wakes up at different time. No, everybody wakes up at the same time. Or if you want to implement everybody wakes up at different time, it'll be rough because the dream ends for everyone. So everybody will wake up at the same time. They will all get up and then meet up at the start of the game at the front of the train. And then this is where our players will communicate with each other like, oh, holy shit, do you have that dream about that weird bird guy that says we gotta kill each other? You hear that shit? Like, yeah, it's just there. Shotgun has been implemented as well. Specifically how we did shotgun is that we added, like there's, being able to hit 2 limbs at once is crazy. So shotgun absolutely is gonna be able to hit multiple limbs at once. The main drawback is that like you aim at one, like it deals half damage essentially. Your shotgun can hit multiple enemy or multiple body parts, but it does half damage. But if you're up close, it deals double damage. Could be fun. Could be fun. Yeah. Oh, here's my favorite part about easy mode. Marina, hello. Free save books. All right, come here, Bella. Marina, Marina, Marina. Yeah, no, Marina's gonna die. Sorry. Well, at least I have 10 bullets, that's fine. I don't have any chalks, so if I die here, I'll just die. I'll take those odds. Sorry, buddy. But yeah, you brought up an interesting point. It's like, what happened if our players just start killing each other? They're gonna have a rough time. That's it. If our players just start hitting each other and start like killing each other at the start of the game, they're not gonna last for the next 3 days. It is a game of cooperation and like shared storytelling. And I know that you are in a death game. Are you willing to throw away your humanity to start killing people right away? Like what I am doing right now. You know, clear example of what I'm doing right now, so yeah. And now here's the fun part. For consistent, it will be playable by my lovely players in the table. But I can just add more. Percolate start this festival with 16 people. Not 16 actually, it was it's not 16, it's like 14 people. Yeah. Percolate start this festival with like 14 people. If my players take up some space, like Karens can be added into the game, Maria can be added into the game, like I can just add them in, why not? Please don't blind me. Oh, it's fucked. Oh, it's so fucked. Damn. But yeah. Oh, okay. Now here's another thing. Since we're blind, I might as well talk about it, but I have added into the game the idea of injuries. Of course, we got the classic missing arm, missing leg, but there's some new stuff in the game as well. There's let me get it. Let me get the documents. What I added is that whenever you fail a check in the overworld, like here's an example. When you're trying to pry open like a car door, you're gonna make a roll, right? It's gonna be a tough and it's gonna be a fight check. And if you somehow fail that, you're gonna jam your finger and you're gonna broke your finger. And that is gonna give you like a, you know, -1 damage. I have added a bunch of small injuries that can be given to your players as punishment. And we're just gonna see it from there. This is absolutely a reset, by the way, so I'm just gonna stay here and just gonna enjoy my last feeling of vision before we end the reset everything. But yeah, and now here's another thing. Injuries are curable, but major injuries such as missing arm, missing leg, blind, stuff like that can only be cured through magic. Because I find it hard to believe that you'll be able to grow your limb if you like someone that cut off your arm. It will be a bit hard to believe that, you know, 1950s medical science is advanced enough to regrow a limb. Honestly, Marina fucked up. Her eyesight was already bad to begin with. Now it's gone. And yes, God Affinity is also implemented as well. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. Hold on. Is there a way for me to stream my other side of the screen right now so you can see what's up? There we go. So this is the character sheet. Oh, you know what? Let's see this one. Yeah. So this is the character sheet of your character in Fear and Hunger Termina 2 tabletop. So Fear and Hunger 5 meter. This is your agility, fight, tough, sight, and willpower. And I mentioned it earlier, but this dictates some of the stuff that you can do and some of the stuff that you can't. Like what kind of things that you're good at. You got your lucky coin counter, you got your rev points counter, you got a counter for whether or not you're bleeding, poison, or burn. At the start of the game, everyone has 40 HP and 10 mind, cause you know want to balance it out. 100 HP and how 100 mind is like a lot, and I don't want to run into the issue with big numbers and then it feels less significant. I want it to be small numbers, and then when you someone deal a lot of damage and then it goes like 45 damage, and it goes like, holy shit, that's so much damage. Like I want to want to simulate that feeling. Hi, sauce maker. Bye. Thank you for skipping out on your work to skipping out on your lunch to see my stream. Bye. Uh, you also see the injuries that I was gonna talk about. So right now, missing arm and missing leg are the major one. And then we have concussion, chipped tooth, cracked bones, torn tendons, broken ribs, all of those stuff. All the good stuff, yeah. Alright, now, let's talk about the equipment slots. Your weapon, which is your main way of dealing damage, add that in. Head armor, body armor, 3 accessory slot, exactly like the game does it. Damage, resistance, and vulnerable is like right here, you see it, right? You are resistant to fire, so every time you take fire damage, you take 5 less. Those stuff are practically inside. Your skill list, your character traits, which is notably something that is not in the main game. We will get it one day when we are not doing a stream relating to what I'm doing right now. We will get to it, just not now. God Affinity down here because, you know, I want to make it fun to be able to have high affinity. Like, you know, have 3 affinity in God of Fear and Hunger, and you can talk to like rats and cockroach and stuff like that. That's fun. I want to do that. You can see I implemented a little bit of the skill section down here as well. Like, how much damage it does, how much, like, what does it cost, right? I'm just gonna let it scroll slowly down so you can see the work that has been put into just adding the equipment system into the game. We got weapons, armor, accessory, all of the good stuff, as I like to refer to it. And the general stuff is that this has been in the work for fucking 4 months. No, it's been like half a year since it's been half a year since me and the gang has been working on the Termina 2 tabletop conversion. And this is the, I guess, 2.0 version of it. Yeah. And if you're in the Discord server, all of this is accessible. You can just, I quite frankly pin a message on it in the Termina 2 tabletop section. You can just like click on it and then you can see all the stuff that we have worked on. It's all there. And the work is not done yet because might as well, since I'm here, I'm gonna flex some stuff that I already made. So I mentioned that I made like a enemy sheet, right? Hold on. Oh, it's in the revised system thing as well. There we go. Can I make this thing smaller? Da, da, da. There, nope, not there yet. There we go. It's a little smaller, but this you can see, right? How many hit points the body part has, what kind of skill that it has access to. The red ones are specifically the devastating attack, you know, the ones where it will make you do a coin flip, and if you fail the coin flip, something really bad happens, but if you succeed the coin flip, something good can happen. Think about that. Hey. There's also the property section, right? Notice this. Can only take damage from critical hits. If the head is destroyed, sickle villager dies. And we gotta do something like this for every single character. Thank you if you believe in me, because this is gonna be a long process before we really finish anything. But right now, the playtesting should be done in like a couple months. And the playtesting will include 4 playable characters that you can choose. Everything in the game covered up until the point of Old Town. That's about it. Bone smash maxing. Damn. Yeah. And honestly, gang, I'm a bit sleepy. But yeah, that's my welcome back stream. I have college in the morning and it's like 1:30 a.m. So I'm gonna take some rest. Thank you for joining today's stream. I don't know, will I be able to make money from this? Because I feel like, a lot of this is still like Miro's like intellectual property. And I feel like I probably had to give him a DM like, hey Miro, hey, what's up? It's your girl. It's me, it's Mint. Say, do you like mind if I like, print out like a little book with a whole TTRPG system using your world building and loving artwork. Can I do that? Can I get make money from it? It would be like an awkward conversation, but we could do it. Could be fun. All right. Catch you guys later. Bye. Bye bye bye. Bye bye bye. Thank you for joining stream. Bye.